Hey guys, Boris here, bringing you another VOD review. Today we'll be jumping in game with Marcel P from the first day of the 3rd Tacticians Cup. And he had a quite good first day if you take a quick look at the score sheet here. Finishing 3rd in points overall, sitting quite comfortably to go into the day 2. And this is one of the later games, and where he's looking to secure as many placements as he can to be able to make that second day cut. We are going to be playing in the Timo encounter, where we're going to get extra augment rerolls. Generally an encounter where people tend to sometimes overanalyze, and if you recall Mordog showing his data, it was that we are actually worse at picking augments when we are offered a bit more choices. We are starting out here already with Emilio, and we have picked up a Nico from this shop. Therefore, definitely looking for that Kiana to consider playing some kind of Ishtal. Also have a Void out. Otherwise, we do not have that clear of a direction. Already reroll Bandle Bounty, as we are definitely not playing Yordle reroll, a line that is not particularly great in the meta. Double Trouble would be something we want to play from Leeching Nucleus, however, we do not exactly have the AP items to support it. We could consider playing around a Void Staff Slump, but that wouldn't be that great. And since we're lacking opener, we're probably looking for some kind of econ form, therefore considering holding on to this Raining Gold right now. While Crimea River again would be something that we would want to play perhaps a little bit more from tempo, as these AP lines at this point in the game are not as strong at winning out. Worth the wait, could establish some direction, but we're generally preferring econ right now. Serfim Staff, therefore we're probably doing a scout run. We see there's a player already with an Ishtal emblem as well, so you're going to be playing into that for sure. Savings account now better econ options, so to say. Therefore, we rolled past Advanced Loan, and we rolled past the last Omen there as well. Now, for our quest here, rerolling would cost us a lot of gold. Losing 10 player combats we would not prefer to do from 100 HP would probably mean we're entering in stage 4 with max 2 lives, and we could also get fully opened on at some point. Generally, these higher lobbies, they're going to prefer to not play into it, as Blue Streak is being played very efficiently. However, if we slam this Void Staff or a Shojin here, we could probably deal 1,500 damage. Especially if you level for this Jarvan if you wish to. Also have a Jarvan pair, but that would nuke our recon quite a bit, so we're going to pass on leveling and hope that this slam is going to be enough. The enemy team does have quite a bit of HP on their board, so hopefully this Milio should be able to do it. Particularly since Milio only has an Evoker trait, the second trait does not provide him with any form of damage. He should be quite good to do it. Now, second quest, fielding a 2-star Nico quite a lot, and blocking 2000 damage is going to be a little bit iffy. We do not have a tank slam, so this Nico one probably would not be able to do it. Therefore, we'll probably have to now commit to this lose streak, which is quite awkward since we have won the first round, but that is our best option. Now, we could also be using this Ishtal, as since we are looking to quest, but if we're not able to get to Brock, we could be considering playing this Ishtal just as a form of an econ generation. That is what I see in a lot of like lower elos being not utilized as much. You can tag an Ishtal in quite a few spots and just pivot into a different kind of line if you're unable to fully capitalize on the extra resources gained, which is why I'm mentioning is because we already see that there is an Ishtal player coming there. We quickly check our Piltover options and did not see any kind of blast shields or cogs, therefore going to be holding off from playing it. Also, Vi is generally going to provide us a stronger board at the moment, trying to minimize these HP losses. Now, we do pick up a win here against the Xin Hero Augment from Kiyun, but since we are not on lose 4 in a row quest, I believe we should be completely fine to also just mix streak here and try to preserve as much HP and play into something else than a Ishtal. Not as crucial for us to be gaining the absolute maximum out of every possible shard and turn if we are not playing for that huge cash out win out, and we are playing in savings account, which is going to be taking number 1 priority. Savings account being valued quite high in the current meta, since people have figured out, hey, we can loss streak to something to like 3-5 sometimes and just go for it. And yeah, we queue into another player with a calc loss fully open. This is the thing, these people are not going to be afraid to fully open on you in this higher elo, since they are quite proficient at playing the loss streak lines. And this is obviously a TPC lobby, but we can see already household names that we know are quite strong. Setsuko, Soju, dish soap, Kiyu, and Bosso skills. A true North American showing, North America and Canada, right? Now, David here not playing exactly around the Tishtal emblem, have not found any Nikos it seems, or Emilio. However, this Juggernaut emblem they've obtained is also extremely strong. However, they also don't have Void to put it on exactly, so this is gonna see what they cook up with. Going to now hold on to Emilio pair. Going to also up to level to just secure that win. Definitely they would not want to lose. Do not think need to slam the white staff, I believe here, but probably is going to be converted into this bow since we are playing around the Shojin, and to pick up Emilio too here. So completing this 4 lose quest here is going to be quite rough at this point, since we are making it. And another Emilio on shop just keeps coming back. Now Emilio 2 is definitely quite strong for this stage if you are able to get some form of a frontline supported for it. Now, we are going to probably be sacking here, and hopefully maybe we can quit like a buy XP quest to be able to get form of like a 200-300 cash out, around 300 markers I believe, where you start getting some items that we could just capitalize on to further empower our board. We're going to also hold on to Cogbear, however I doubt we're going to be playing into any form of a Kaisa board. Next augment choice, Crash those dummies, even though with the buffs slightly underpowered. Rift's Gambit is something good if you know your pan out, since you can just sack your board, and the 6 gold is quite valuable. And if you know we have some pan outs, we have Invoker pan here, and we also have a Juggernaut pan that we could consider playing around, and Jeweled Lotus generally a strong combat augment. Since we are probably on loss, we might consider Rift's Gambit, but we saw that there were some quite few players still opening. I might still continue to do so, so we'll have to see. Indecision could also be great if you are going to be losing these next 3 combats, or, well, if you're also sure that you're going to win, you can take it, but better play it from lost streak to spike a little bit later on. Now this is where it comes, but we have so many rerolls, we're not so great. So we're going to pass on Nerf's Gambit, not going to value exclusive custom. Bramble West would be good, and if we were able to capitalize on it, we don't have any tank items right away, and meta is generally AD heavy, so it's quite good augment. However, you do want to convert it from wind, since it's only 2 components, really. So exclusive customization here is also a very strong option if you're in need of both resources and items. I would consider, but we're going to value the Jeweled Lotus so much higher since we do not have any kind of crit components right away. We have the open rod here that could transition into JG, but we also can transition to something like a Marilello or an Archangels or any kind of other AP item. And since we already had the form of an Econ augment, probably did not value Indecision as high either, and exclusive customization also part of the value being in the gold. We are going to be plenty on gold. We have to ask what our board is going to be lacking at the moment. It's items and combat power, and I believe he did not value only 2 components as high. So we are mapping out a form of a Lysandra Seraphim board. Now, that is something you generally would want to be playing from a tempo spot, since it does not cap as high, being more of a true level 8 comp, unless you high roll that Azir really early on. Now we had taken Nerf's Gambit, and we could have played around with this, perhaps with this pan, but already got taken, but we're going to pick up a Swain here. Hopefully manage to string together a little bit more of a front line, as we are lacking that at the current moment. And coming up on our next quest, 15 units dies, considerable. It's going to be 3 rounds, would cash out on 4-2. We could also Electoral Interest, that would be doable in 2 turns, and then hopefully be able to get the buy XP quest. Doable in 2 turns since we have the 7 econ threshold from the savings account. An alternate is probably too risky at this point. Therefore, yeah, we're going to go with just earning 12 interest, able to complete it in neutrals. Also could consider unlocking this Skarner, right? So this wave is a perfect pickup, not only because of the front line, but because it completes a stone play that we're able to unlock on the neutrals as well, or going into 4-1. Let's gonna see if he's going to value the... We should have 14 gold, 28. We should be able to level to 7 without losing the 7 interest threshold as well, going into the neutrals. So we're going to be playing from quite low streaks. Hopefully we'll want to spike our board quite a bit. And preferably we lose this round to ensure as much econ as we possibly can, but while still maintaining the ability to kill as many units. Playing into a bilge player that is quite weak. They also seem to be lacking in the frontline department, but since they are level 7 and they have item advantage on us, they take us out. Also a tough spot from them. Alright, so we already snap picked the quest. I believe we saw the buy XP quest there. Just gonna make sure. Yeah, buy 20 XP. Just a prime choice, but we're exactly what we're looking for. Going to unlock a Skarner here as well. So it's going to be quite flex roll down. Going to be very interesting to see how we manage to pilot it. Holding on to a Nivea in case we do want to get the Freljord tag in as well. Unlock Oriana through a late slam as well. Now at this point, we could play around with the idea of rolling 20 times, but I believe we do want to consider spiking. We also just cashed out our savings account. Now we could... Going to level now is going to be quite expensive for us. But rerolling 20 times is also 40 gold, and we delay the spike by another turn. Therefore, I believe we probably want as much resources as we can going into our roll down, so we're going to cash out. Yeah, that's what we're going to opt for. Going to go, since we have already the Jeweled Lotus, we can pass up on the JG and pick up a tank item here. Leaving an open chain that we can play around for Skarner is going to be quite sufficient as well. Against the Xin Zhao player from we are able to again pick up a win. Seem to be on 5 Xin Zhao, so they're a little bit behind the curve. Alright, so again, Marcel very decisive with his augment choices. Yeah, alright, invested, we don't want that. Call to Chaos could give... Growth Mindset again, we have the econ right now. We do not really need extra econ right away. Call to Chaos could probably be default as an option. Hold the line, not playing exactly into comp. Soul Awakening, very strong combat augment we could consider playing into. And if you're able to, that's how we can definitely make our board stronger right now, right? Since the comp is generally weaker in the meta, but we were able to juice it up with these combat augments. It should perform very sufficiently. Again, we're going to offer many econ options. One overflow we're not exactly looking for. Could get us a secondary carry on, but would require us to slam Rabadons and the Rageblade. Does not exactly complete our items, and the Crown Guard, not the strongest of the items to be made from the particular options. Going to roll, and we do hit an early Azir, able to pick up the Seraphine too as well. Only a single copy of Lysandra, did not see any Broms, I believe, therefore we're going to be playing around this Skarner core for now. Also able to pick up a Taric, able to get a second frontliner online as well. Holding on to these many flex 5 costs, so we had rolled down very, very widely. Now the Brom finally shows up for us. Are we going to consider playing around it? No, we are going to be playing around this flex core, able to pick up a Swain 2, very contested unit, so very nice to pick it up right now. Going to still try to roll down today, hope to upgrade this Skarner or a Taric, because they are true tanks compared to a Swain, paying the tax for his AoE stun. Also the Azir here providing us a little bit extra frontline, and tagged in the Lucian for more auras. Very interesting board put together by playing off these 5 cost high rolls that we've managed to pick up. Now we're looking to complete something with this bow, probably going to... We're not going to go... Yeah, right. We could have considered the Nashers there, but we do want a third item ensured on our tank. Therefore, we're going to go with the Bramble West, since the lobby is quite AD heavy. Unfortunately, it isn't a 1 cost. Able to pick up a Senapair, but still do not find the 2-star frontliner. I'm finally able to pick up a Taric, so I'm going to swap out the Skarner for now. Now, if we're able to string a win together now as well, we should be able to pick up a Renekton that will probably slot over the Solution Senab. And into another player that also seems to be playing... Yeah, that is the Ishtal from Setsuko. Thankfully, we've hit the units before them. Now the Skarner finally shows up, so we're going to play the double Auras right now. Are we going to pick up this Renekton? It's also an interesting choice. We do not exactly have the items for him right now. So we are going to opt to value to pass up on the Taric's MR Aura, since the lobby is not as AP heavy. And the 9 item, we already have one unitemized tank. Investing into another one at the moment is going to be too much. Also allows us to make 10, just hopefully rebound our recon a little bit in order to make our way to level 9. So still valuing the aura from Pollution Senna more than the Renekton. An itemized Renekton at 1 star, particularly since it's a melee carry, is not going to do as much. But if they can use similar items as well, so we're going to see. But most likely if we hit... So we're going to keep rolling down here. Maybe we were looking for the 2-star Renekton pickup? What exactly are we going to do also with items? We get a GA and then a Gunblade. Sufficient that both Shyvana can hold for now and and can be transitional also later onto Renekton. So we valued, since our comp is not capping... Well, we have the potential to cap quite high, right? But we value these few round wins on this little bit of HP quite a lot more, because if you're able to pick up even a couple of wins, you're definitely able to secure placements right now. And we were quite poor, therefore we were not able to push level 9 before 5-5, realistically. Hence deciding to roll on this round. Against the Yunara board, we have our Skarner in front of it, and also Skarner able to pull up Yunara in afterwards. Quite nicely able to secure. Since our board has the combat augments, right? The combat augments also scale more from our ability to have upgraded units. And in Synergy have items on them. But we are going to get more power from the upgraded units. Otherwise, we're kind of playing with weaker augment side. And again, we have, by picking up 2 wins here, we have secured at least a top 6 finish, I would believe. Well, top 6 for now, but even top 5 probably. The Renekton later on in the fight able to get on the Yunara backline, and the Seraphine being the opposite side, able to debuff her, we're able to pick up a win here as well. And now we should be even good for a top 5, most likely, sitting at comfortably on 2 lives. Going to pick up a 3rd item for Renekton. Very well recognized by Spot and how to play this game. Definitely a game that one could also return to and see all the decision points that have been made, as there 100% are more that I have missed already through my game. Now, Zera 2 from Setsuko, they have hit the nuts. They should be very strong and most likely going to be the prominent threat in this lobby at the moment, since the Zera possibility providing us scaling. Soju goes down, Kiki goes down. We are able to secure a top 3, which should be quite good for us at this current spot in the tournament. Also have the Azir pair in the shop, but other than providing a little bit of extra frontline, it's not that valuable for us right now. Interesting how we opt to swap. Okay, so we opted to swap. It hopes that the Kench will take the soldier and not the... And our Renekton should be safe, and that's exactly what happens. Very nice last second swap, and that has enabled the win since our Skarner didn't get eaten. Renekton was able to also get on the backline by the wrap. Very neat little play by Marcel, so showing why these top players are so good. All these small or marginal decisions that they make, able to secure them placements, and on the long run they all compile. Just going to slap a more damage item on our Seraphine, transitioning the Marcel to Azir. I'm going to go to try to single side focus fire, it seems. Or no, we're positioning in a way so that the Renekton can't dash to the backline. It does seem exactly what it does and done. He's able to get to the Setsuko's backline, and that's how we are able to pick up a fight against this Ghost. So that's huge for us that we're able to secure a top 2 from it. Masterful positioning work by Marcel P right here, and against the real we might have a little bit of troubles. Also, Setsuko sitting on this HP lead, going to just probably able to grow his board. Yeah, not even on a Brock 2 yet. Therefore, if you're going to win, it's going to be now. Now, this time the Renekton is not able to pull off the same play. He has noted and saw that this is going to be coming, and yeah, because of that, we unfortunately lose, but very masterfully played by Marcel, recognizing that his comp, I guess his spot in a game where he needs to spike and how he can gain optimal amount of placements, and then putting in the little work from his studying, seeing how he can make the best use of his units and his opponent's board states, able to secure a top 2 in this game, and very consistent throughout his placements in the tournament, picking up 5 top finishes in these first 6 games. I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope that you learned something new, and I wish to see you in the next one. Have a good one.